As we stroll along together, holding hands, walking.
I remember you telling me stories about how you met on the strip and dragging Wyatt Earp and things like that. But
We actually met playing
Miniature
miniature
golf.
golf in the park, in Wright Park.
okay,
And about a year later, we met again, dragging the strip.
okay.
We went out riding, got a date with her, and it was all downhill from there.
Anything interesting to note of the?
Well, we were out riding that evening. Guy driving, his name was Ben. We went out to Horse Thief Canyon. For whatever reason, he slid down in the seat, and when we went over the rim of the canyon, it's about 45 degrees down or something like that, and he hit the lights with his knee. So we were in the dark, and he couldn't find the darn light switch. We thought we was all going to die.
Kind of an exciting date.
I don't even remember that, so.
That's probably a good thing. She wouldn't have never dated me again.
So tell me the stories about your wedding, about the wedding day.
We got married the day the flood hit Dodge City, June 20 of '65. The evening before, when you're supposed to have bachelor parties and all that kind of stuff, we spent evacuating people from the nursing home and making sandbags and working our butts off trying to keep things safe, which didn't work because the flood was so big. Nobody had any idea that it was going to be that big. It was,
A lot of people couldn't come because they couldn't get across the river. And the people that were there had to get a motel in Mineola because you couldn't go into Dodge. We had to get the flowers and the wedding cake a couple days early and put them down in the basement of the church because they knew they weren't going to be able to get across the river to come out south of town to the church. So we did all that and stored it in the basement, put the flowers in the refrigerator.
stayed in Mineola the night before the wedding. Went to the church. I think I got dressed at the church, actually.
I didn't stay in
You
Mineola.
were just a mile and a half.
His family
all.
was all at Mineola.
Are we two that we don't know what to do? So in love, in a world of our own. So in love, as we walk by the sea together.
The only thing I remember, we got married in the evening and it was so hot in the church. I was sweating and blowing air, trying to fan my face off. It was so hot in there.
Pretty warm.
No air conditioning in those days. And we went to Liberal that night and came back the next day and started
Cleaning up the flood.
cleaning up at Grandma Gertis's house in town.
It was a mess. It was really smelled very bad. There was 6 to 8 inches of mud silt all over everything.
Wow.
We were scooping and washing and trying to save everything we could. It took us about 3 days to get that mess cleaned up to where it was
we walk down the aisle together, we will vow to be together till we die. So in love are we two, just can't wait to say I do. So in love, in a world of our own. So in love.
Finally got back across the river. We had rented an apartment. I think it cost us $35
$35 a month. And upstairs apartment.
Upstairs, third floor, that we had to go up and down the stairs. The bedroom was an old framed-in
Sun porch.
sun porch, yeah. It was so small. We had the bed in this little room and a dresser at the end of the bed. That we had to pull the dresser out into the living room to open the bottom two drawers. And you've heard of people having orange crates. We actually did have an orange crate for a nightstand beside that bed because it was the only thing which would fit in there.
And that was 104 East Oak. And when we moved to McPherson, the house we rented was at 104 North Oak.
Crazy coincidences, isn't it?
I guess.
Are you and I?
Baby, I hope you realize that you mean so much to me. You're everything I ever wanted in a woman. To touch you, to feel your body close to me. I just want to hold you in my arms forever. I love you, baby.
We worked several places. Phyllis worked at the phone company. I worked around several places. McPherson, where I got an ambulance job. And from that, went on to become a physician assistant, which Phyllis has been very nice for all these years. And she worked at, there was a drug manufacturing firm that had several different names. Started out as
Sterling Drug.
Sterling Drug. And they were sold and sold and sold. I think it was Abbott when she retired from that facility.
Imagine me and you, I do. I think about you day and night. It's only right to think about the girl you love and hold her tight. So happy together. If I should call you up, invest a dime, and you say you belong to me, lose my mind. Imagine how the world could be so very fine, so happy together. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, baby, the skies will be blue for all my life. Me and you and me, no matter how they toss the dice, it had to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me, so happy together. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, baby, the skies will be blue for all my life. Me and me, no matter how they toss the dice, it had to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me, so happy together. no matter how they toss the dice.
Got about 1 minute left.
Okay.
Anything that you can think of from the last 50 years that you'd like to mention or make note
We
of?
had a couple of really good children. They've been a blessing to us. And during those 50 years, we've had a couple of really neat grandchildren that we love so much. That would be what I would want to say.
I agree. They have blessed us many times. They are blessings to us.
All right. Thank you both.
The only one for me is you, and you for me. So happy together, so happy together. And how is the weather? So happy together, we're happy together. So happy together, happy together. So happy together, so happy
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot.
What?
Tell me about your wedding.
She forced me into it.
At a shotgun point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Dad had a big shotgun.